For long
Captain,
years
new
before I
contacts,
took
3 vessels,
office,
22
the
knots,
last
no
administration
Confirmed
allowed the
weapons
cartels
mounts. Sound
and
the
their
alert.
foreign
Sound
partners
the alert
to
now.
slip deeper into the shadows.
Condition 1.
All hands to
4:25
battle
a.m.
stations.
The Gulf of Mexico was
Weapons,
mirror flat.
confirm missile
Aboard
loaded
the
and ready to
USS
fire.
Tripoli,
Target locked.
the watch team was running a routine patrol when the in/spy 6 radar flashed an anomaly across the Combat Information Center. 1 blinking line, 3 contacts, no ice, tight formation, 22 knots. Routine shifted to red
Clear
in
the hold,
seconds.
move up.
Screens
I've got hard
flipped.
drives and maps here,
Thermal
labeled in
feeds
Russian.
lit up the unknown
Wait,
vessels
drone
in
active.
harsh
It's
white.
transmitting.
Industrial drums, palletized crates, and what looked unmistakably like mounted weapons. Analysts cross-checked EO tracks with SIGINT snippets.
We have
They
confirmed
found
the attack.
attempts to mask
Raise
signatures,
DEFCON 2 now.
We
crude
are authorized
electronic
for immediate
camouflage that
retaliation.
fooled lighter systems, but not an Aegis-class ship. A forensic hotline from the lab delivered the first punch. Enough precursor chemicals to produce 6.5
Manifest
metric
shows
tons
3 crew,
of fentanyl.
all accounted for.
A catastrophic
Cross-reference
capacity
with known
to kill.
affiliates now.
Command went to
Sir,
condition 1.
faint burst
A single order
transmissions
moved up the
detected on
chain.
the encrypted band.
Activate Operation Ironwave. This wasn't rhetoric. It was a checklist. Weapons ready. Aviators to deck. Boarding teams briefed.
Check the
ISR
Cyrillic
nodes linking the
guidance
fleet to
modules
Washington.
on line
Within
3.
seconds, Tripoli's sensors
Confirmed.
reacquired and locked
All
the targets.
units reporting
This wasn't a seizure anymore.
synchronization.
It was the opening move
Prepare for
of something larger.
transfer.
And the real question hung in the dark. Were these 3 ships smugglers or bait? Stay with us and be sure to like and subscribe because Operation Iron Wave was only beginning. They weren't smugglers. They were bait. And the U.S. Navy had just taken it. The first fight, 4:47 a.m. The sea lit up. Tripoli's fire control system locked solutions faster than a blink. A single AGM, 114 or Hellfire launched, skimming low across black water at Mach 1.3. Impact. A white-orange fireball split the night. The first vessel vanished instantly, but the other 2 didn't run. One swung broadside and fired a disciplined burst from a 30mm cannon, tracers skipping across the waves like angry sparks. Not improvised, not amateur, coordinated. From the aft deck, an MH-60R Seahawk rose through smoke. It banked left and unleashed Hydra 70 rockets. The second vessel disintegrated into spray and fire. The third kept fighting. Marines and ribs punched through the debris field under covering fire from the Seahawk's door gun. Inside the hold, they found hardened steel crates, encrypted drives, and maps of U.S. energy routes labeled in Russian. As they searched, a tiny drone lifted off the stern, quietly transmitting video of the battle to somewhere far beyond the horizon. Later intelligence would confirm the signal ended in Veracruz. 5:18 a.m. 2 vessels destroyed. 1 captured. The Gulf went quiet until the radar watch officer spoke. 6 new contacts. Low altitude, high speed, approaching from the south. They weren't birds. They weren't missiles. And they weren't scouts to strike on U.S. soil. 7:05 a.m. 6 metallic signatures tore out of Cuban airspace at 780 kilometers per hour, flying only 12 meters above the water. Too low for standard radar to maintain a lock. Thermal sensors lit them up. Delta-wing drones, car-sized, each carrying 50 kilograms of shaped explosives. Tripoli engaged instantly. The Phalanx CIWS screamed to life, spitting 4,500 rounds per minute. 2 drones evaporated. A third broke apart, but 4 slipped through. F-35BS scrambled. 1 drone was downed. Another dove inland. A third disappeared entirely from radar. When it reappeared, it was too late. The drone hit the Galveston Bay refinery. The explosion measured 2.3 kilotons. Bright enough to turn dawn white, then blood red. Windows shattered 20 miles away. Civilian traffic froze. Emergency bands flooded with voices. The Gulf defense grid escalated to condition crims. Washington strikes back. Inside the Situation Room, decisions came fast. No debate. Only action. Carrier strike group. Immediate launch posture. Aegis cruisers. Tomahawks ready. ISR. Continuous orbit. Special operations. Insertion routes locked. DEA, ready to secure intel and prisoners. Radio silence imposed. Precision prioritized. Civilian risk minimized. 11:40 a.m. Operation Iron Wave. Phase 2 began. The approach to Veracruz. 3 destroyers peeled from the screen under strict silence. Ribs surged toward the coast. An MQ. 9 Reaper tracked overhead, painting targets. Electronic warfare suites scanned for hostile emissions. Sonar teams cleared underwater threats. Rehearsals became muscle memory. Every movement timed to the second. Infrared feeds revealed heat signatures and vent stacks hidden under farmland. A disguised compound. Reinforced. Forward. Alive. The Marines made landfall before the cartel even realized they were coming. The underground war. What looked like farmland from the air was actually a buried fortress. Inside, grid-patterned corridors, battery racks, Chinese-stamped coolant lines, launch canisters on gantries, purpose-built carbon composite UAV frames, Cyrillic-stamped avionics. This wasn't a warehouse. It was a drone factory and an integrated command node. A phased array jammer inside the bunker briefly blinded a Reaper. Telemetry became static, then returned. The first real dogfight wasn't pilot versus pilot. It was packets versus power. Above ground, launch rails spat a second wave of UAVs into the night. Reapers and Navy fighters clashed with them in a chaotic, razor-tight air battle. Tomahawks and the B-2 strike. 3 destroyers launched Tomahawks. 1 missile drifted off course, jammed by the bunker's phased array emitter. Command adapted instantly. Guidance shifted to AHF satellites and inertial updates. The rest of the missiles corrected and punched through the jamming envelope. At 45,000 feet, 8B-2 Spirit appeared, nothing more than a smudge on radar. It released GBU, 57A-B bunker busters, each capable of penetrating 8 meters of concrete. The detonations rolled underground like distant thunder. Steel buckled. Concrete peeled. Command nodes collapsed. Marines in close quarters combat. The breach teams met resistance. These were not simple smugglers. They were trained fighters. Automatic fire. Traps. Fallback tunnels. Marines fought room to room with M27S, M240S, M203 Grenadiers clearing doorways. Hand-launched drones scouted ahead. EOD teams discovered 3C, 4 charges wired to a cascade trigger, a deadman system designed to erase the whole vault. One timer had seconds left. They disarmed it with 7 seconds on the clock. The command vault. Inside the vault, they found the truth. Server racks, telemetry logs, encrypted manifests, Cyrillic firmware, Chinese procurement trails, live data feeds, evidence of a state-scale command and control network masquerading behind cartel. Outside, naval gunfire and airstrikes flattened satellite nodes with precision. The aftermath, when the dust settled, 33 hardened positions neutralized, 73 UAVs destroyed or captured, $2.8 billion in enemy capability erased. Evidence linking foreign military contractors to the cartel network recovered. But one detail stood out. A low-bandwidth heartbeat, escaping through an offshore relay. A digital pulse from a larger network. Inside the Pentagon, analysts traced it, and the map exploded. Dubai, Malaysia, Belarus. This was no cartel. This was a global black market military supply chain. Narcotics were just the camouflage. The drug war had become. At dawn, AB-2 confirmed the Veracruz site was gone. Just dust. Aboard the USS Tripoli, Marines watched the quiet horizon. Not for revenge, but for closure. Allies praised the precision. Inside Washington, one sentence became doctrine. The battlefield is everywhere. By evening, the Gulf was calm again. Destroyers resumed patrol. Tripoli's radar swept clean seas. Operation Iron Wave proved one thing. When the homeland is threatened, America strikes fast, strikes clean, and strikes back. Like and subscribe to Military Power. Stay informed. Stay ready. See you next time.